Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Ambrose Redmoon. Good morning, everyone. Today we are here to discuss a topic that affects every single one of us: fear. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions we experience as humans. It can either paralyze us, keeping us stuck in our comfort zones, or propel us forward, pushing us toward growth and greatness. The difference lies in how we respond to it. Fear is not inherently bad. It's a natural response designed to protect us from harm. But often, fear oversteps its boundaries, creeping into areas of our lives where it doesn't belong. It stops us from pursuing our dreams, speaking up for what we believe in, or taking the necessary risks that lead to success. The goal of this speech is to help you redefine your relationship with fear. Today, we'll explore what fear is, why we experience it, and most importantly, how to face it head-on and turn it into an opportunity for growth. By the end of this talk, you'll have practical tools to overcome fear and unlock your full potential. Understanding fear. First, let's understand what fear is. At its core, fear is a survival mechanism. It's our body's way of alerting us to danger. Thousands of years ago, this response was essential for our survival. It helped our ancestors escape predators and navigate a hostile environment. But in today's world, most of the dangers we face aren't life-threatening. Instead, they are emotional or psychological. We fear failure, rejection, embarrassment, or uncertainty. These fears, while valid, often keep us from taking action. They create imaginary barriers that hold us back from living our best lives. Here's the truth. Fear is a liar. It magnifies risks, minimizes rewards, and convinces us that we're not capable. But the good news is that fear can be managed. It doesn't have to control us. The impact of fear. Let's take a moment to reflect on how fear impacts our lives. Think about a time when you let fear stop you. Maybe you didn't apply for that job because you were afraid of rejection. Maybe you didn't share your ideas because you feared criticism. Or maybe you've stayed in your comfort zone for years, too scared to take a leap of faith. Fear has a way of shrinking our lives. It limits our potential and keeps us from experiencing the fullness of what life has to offer. But here's something powerful to remember. Fear only has power when we give it power. When we choose to confront fear, we reclaim our control. How to face fear. 1. Acknowledge your fear. The first step in overcoming fear is to acknowledge it. Pretending you're not afraid or avoiding the issue only gives fear more control. Instead, name your fear. Write it down. Say it out loud. When you bring your fear into the light, it loses some of its power. For example, instead of saying, "I'm not scared," admit, "I'm afraid of failing this test," or "I'm scared of speaking in front of an audience." By acknowledging your fear, you take the first step toward addressing it. 2. Understand the root cause. Fear often stems from deeper issues, such as past experiences, limiting beliefs, or societal pressures. Ask yourself, where is this fear coming from? Is it based on reality, or is it an exaggerated story my mind is telling me? For example, if you're afraid of failure, it might be because you've tied your self-worth to success. Understanding the root cause allows you to challenge the beliefs that are holding you back. 3. Reframe fear as an opportunity. What if, instead of seeing fear as an obstacle, you saw it as an opportunity? Fear is often a sign that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, and that's where growth happens. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Often, the worst-case scenario isn't as bad as we imagine. Then ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? Focus on the potential rewards of facing your fear. 4. Take small steps. Overcoming fear doesn't mean you have to conquer it all at once. Start small. Take one tiny step toward your goal. Each step builds confidence and reduces fear. For example, if you're afraid of public speaking, start by practicing in front of a mirror. Then speak in front of a close friend or family member. Gradually increase the size of your audience. With each step, your fear will diminish. 5. Visualize success. Visualization is a powerful tool for overcoming fear. Close your eyes and imagine yourself successfully facing your fear. Picture every detail, how you'll feel, what you'll say, and how others will react. Visualization helps rewire your brain to associate fear with positive outcomes. 6. Build a support system. You don't have to face fear alone. Surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you. Share your fears with someone you trust. Often, simply talking about your fear can make it feel less overwhelming, turning fear into growth. Fear is not your enemy, it's your teacher. Every time you face fear, you grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Here are some ways to turn fear into an opportunity for growth. Learn from failure. Failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone to success. Each failure teaches you something valuable. Embrace it as part of your journey. Celebrate small wins. Every time you face a fear, no matter how small, celebrate it. Each victory builds momentum and confidence. Practice gratitude. Fear often focuses on what could go wrong. Gratitude shifts your focus to what's going right. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple habit can transform your mindset. Adopt a growth mindset. Believe that you can improve and learn. A growth mindset helps you see fear as a challenge to overcome rather than a roadblock. Inspirational stories of overcoming fear. Let's look at some real-life examples of people who faced their fears and turned them into opportunities for growth. J.K. Rowling. Before she became one of the best-selling authors of all time, Rowling faced rejection after rejection. She was told her book wouldn't sell, but instead of giving up, she persevered. Today, the Harry Potter series is a global phenomenon. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah's journey was filled with obstacles, including poverty and discrimination. She faced her fears and built an empire by staying true to her vision and refusing to let fear define her. Thomas Edison. Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." These stories remind us that fear and failure are not the end. They are simply steps on the path to success. Closing thoughts. As we come to the end of this speech, I want to leave you with this thought. Fear is inevitable, but courage is a choice. You have the power to face your fears, to push through the discomfort, and to grow into the best version of yourself. Remember the words of Nelson Mandela. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So, what fear will you face today? What step will you take toward unlocking your full potential? Whatever it is, know that you are capable, you are strong, and you are braver than you think. Thank you.